Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from the paperpixie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this great gift box. I'm calling this the Warm Hugs Coffee and Cookies gift box. It slides out kind of like a matchbox, and inside is a 2-pack of the Milano dark chocolate cookies and 2 instant coffees. These are the Nescafe Taster's Choice. I just found both of these on Amazon. Inexpensive, but what a cute little gift to hand out during the holidays. It's a great gift box for so many other things. The other cool thing is that you can add a gift card to this box as well, perfect for teachers' gifts and so many other people in your life. It's really easy to make, so let me show you how. We're going to start with a piece of real red cardstock that measures 7 inches by 9 1/4 inches. You can get one of these out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. And on this piece, we're going to score this on all 4 sides at 1 1/8 and 2 1/4. You just repeat those measurements on all 4 sides. You have a grid pattern that looks like that. While we have this simply scored out, I'm going to bring in another piece of real red cardstock. Now this one has some 1/16 of an inch increments, but that makes sure that this sliding lid will fit perfectly over the box base without it being too snug, and it also is not too loose as well. So this piece measures 4 13/16, which is 1/16 more than 4 3/4, by 7 13/16, again 1/16 more than 7 3/4. And along the 7 13/16 side, we're going to score this at 1 1/2 and 2 5/8, and that's from both sides. So just rotate it 180 degrees, and we will do 1 1/2 and 2 5/8. Next, we're going to fold and burnish on all the score lines of both real red pieces. Now, I've put this smaller piece off to the side. We'll come back to that later. I'm bringing in a template for this larger real red piece. So I've got it in portrait, and I'm going to come in with my paper snips and cut up each of the vertical score lines, stopping at the second horizontal score line. So I'm just going to cut right up the middle of those score lines and stop at the second horizontal. We'll do that to all 4 of the vertical score lines. There we go. So kind of have these 4 long tabs happening here. I'm going to turn it 1/4 of a turn, and we're going to remove these 2 squares, but I'm also going to come in and angle cut here on this section. So we've removed that, and I've just done a little bit of an angle cut. Next, in this piece, I'm just going to remove the 1 outside square. So what we're left with is this tab. I'm going to turn it 1/4 turn again. We're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So removing these 2 squares, but also angle cutting that just slightly. And then removing this square here, leaving behind a tab. Okay, so we've got it looking like this. I'm going to fold this piece up and out of the way, and we're going to come in and angle cut these tabs here. And then bringing this piece down, I'm also going to angle cut on this outside section. These are all the pieces of cardstock they're going to fold into our box, so the angle cutting makes sure to get all those corners out of the way, like so. Now I'm going to turn it 180 degrees. We're going to repeat the same thing, cut up each of the vertical score lines, stop at the second horizontal score line. Okay, then we're going to come in, I'm turning it 1/4 turn, removing these 2 squares, and angle cutting on this piece, and then removing the 1 square. Repeat the same thing over here. Angle cut, removing those 2 squares, then remove the 1 square. Then I like to fold this up and out of the way. We're going to angle cut these 2 tabs. Bring this down and then angle cut this section. And that now looks like our template. All right, so now I'm going to take tear and tape, and I'm going to run it along the edge of the 4 sides. All right, so just like that, those are all on the outside edge. And then I'm actually going to remove the backing now because it's much easier to do so. All right, if there's any extra, just fold it back on itself. And now we're going to start with liquid glue, and we're going to work one tab at a time. So I'm put glue on the back side of the tab. I'm going to line up this score line with this cut edge to form our box corner. You might stick to your tear and tape a little bit. And then I'm just going to work my way around to each of those tabs. Okay, now that those tabs are in place, now we can fold these outside flaps into the box and just press them into place. We've got the tear and tape on those. And then I like to come in with a bone folder and just reinforce the tear and tape and the edges there. And there is our box base. It's got that great reinforced edge. So I'll grab a 2-pack of the Milano dark chocolate cookies and then 2 instant coffee packets, and those will slide in right here on the side. And again, you can throw a little gift card on the top of this or in the bottom of the box as well. The interior dimensions of this are 2.5 inches by 4 3/4 inches by 1 1/8 inches. So let's put this off to the side. I'm now going to bring in this piece. I don't have a template for this because it is just those straight up score lines. There's no cutting or anything that we need to do with this. But I have cut 2 pieces of paper. I've got Whisper White that measures 2 3/8 by 4 5/8. And I have this great pattern from the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. This piece measures 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. I'm just going to layer these two together using liquid glue. And then we're just going to glue this down to the middle panel. I love that pop of white behind the Designer Series paper. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to grab tear and tape, and I'm just going to run that along the edge of one of the short sides. I'm going right up to the edge here. Pull off the backing. I've got the tear and tape here on the right side. I'm going to fold on the first score line from the left and the second score line from the right, and those should just flatten up and line right up where we want them to. You either go in either direction here. Okay, and let's make sure this should fit perfectly over our box base. Perfect. It's snug, but not too snug. I love how that goes together. All right, now let's go ahead and decorate our gift box here. First, I'm gonna grab the Mossy Meadow diagonal stripe ribbon. I'm actually gonna slide the box out really quick, and we're gonna run this up underneath the sliding lid. Go ahead and put that back on our box. And then I'm gonna tie a bow here. I also like to use my reverse twizzers to hold on to the knot as an extra hand. All right, we've got the bow there. Now let's do some stamping and die cutting. Okay, we're gonna be using the Warm Hugs bundle. That's the Warm Hugs stamp set paired with the Warm Wraps dies. We're gonna use the sentiment Eat, Drink, and Be Cozy, and we're gonna die cut some pieces using 2 pieces from the Warm Wraps dies. This one's almost like an octagon shape, and this is a stitched circle. And then the second smallest circle from the layering circles we're gonna use to die cut the sentiment. Okay, first things first, we're going to stamp the sentiment in Real Red onto Whisper White. And then I'm bringing in our brand new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is the first time I'm using it. This is a beauty. I cannot wait. All right, so we've got cutting plate 1, then the thin die adapter number 2, one of the clear acrylic plates, that's number 3. I'm going to trim this down so we can get everything cut at the same time. So we've got our stamped sentiment. I've got a scrap of Mossy Meadow and a scrap of Real Red. So the Real Red, we're going to die cut the stitch circle, the Mossy Meadow, the octagon shape, and then using the layering circle, we're going to cut out the sentiment. This is the inaugural run through the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I can't wait. Here we go. always so hard to mark up your plates for the first time, but there's 3 beautifully cut pieces. Then we can just fold up these sides and put it away for storage, like so. All right, I'm gonna layer these 3 pieces. I'm gonna start with the sentiment. And then I'm just gonna use liquid glue and attach this all to the front of the box. It's gonna look a little bit like a tag hanging from the ribbon. Actually, I'm gonna slide it over a little bit to the right. Pull the ribbon over a little bit more too. I'm gonna actually lay this flat to press that into place. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab one of the glitter star ornaments. These are so cute. They're all ready to go with a little string. Now this string's a little bit long, so I'm just gonna trim off the knot. And then I'm just gonna feed this up underneath our ribbon here on the left. And I'm just gonna tie a square knot. Trim off the ends. Then we can kind of hide that string, but I'm gonna pull this down closer to the sentiment so it's like a little beautiful ornament hanging there. A little bit of bling on this sweet gift box. Now the final touch, let's just grab a mini glue dot. Let's hold the knot of the bow in place. I'm just gonna hide that right underneath the knot so our bow doesn't go anywhere when the recipient opens it. And there is our Warm Hugs Coffee and Cookies gift box. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at the paperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. And if you don't want to miss a thing, you can subscribe to receive blog updates, and you'll receive an email each time I publish a new post. You can shop with me anytime at the paperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, the starter kit is the ultimate bundle, and it's a great way to fill your wish list for less. I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies and take advantage of the demonstrator discount, so you can purchase the starter kit at the paperpixie.com/join. If you don't already have a demonstrator and you'd like a complimentary copy of one of our catalogs, you can order catalogs through me at the paperpixie.com/catalogs. And if you give this project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.